Alright, what is good, y'all? What is good? It is Saturday, April the 2nd, 2022. It is finally here, you guys. Saturday. God, I can't even talk. WrestleMania Saturday is here. I am super pumped. Hope you all are as well. You'll join me here for this little stream. Now, the original plan was to go a little bit later on today with the stream. However, I was told, and I forgot, that we were getting some pictures taken today. So therefore, have to do it a little early. So we have to be somewhere at 5 o'clock. So instead of doing my 4 o'clock stream, we're doing a little 2 o'clock stream. So what can you expect for the next 30 to 60 minutes? What we're going to do is we're going to talk about the latest news and rumors. We're going to break down the full card of WrestleMania, but we're going to focus mainly on night one. The stuff that's going to start taking place 6 p.m. Eastern is when WrestleMania kickoff show starts. I believe the main pay-per-view starts at 7. So I'm hoping maybe to be back in time to get in front of a television, something like that. But may even go live later. We'll see. Maybe do a live reactions post WrestleMania. We'll see how things go. Could be interesting. I know a lot of people are going to stream it tonight for WrestleMania. And I'm hoping you all enjoy the wonderful show. What else we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about the Hall of Fame from last night. Because, man, that was all in the feels, all in the emotions. Especially when Taker came out. Man, that was tough to get through at times. But it was amazing to finally see, Mark Calloway come out a little bit, and not so much The Undertaker. And of course, Stand and Deliver is going on right now as we speak. So I'll do some live updates on Stand and Deliver as we go along. Just awesome moment with Triple H and Tommaso Ciampa. Just took place a while ago. Right now, we are on the NXT Tag Team Championship match. For those who have not been following Stand and Deliver, if you want to be not be spoiled, I go ahead and just mute for a couple minutes. On the kickoff show, Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai became the new NXT Women's Tag Team Champions by defeating Toxic Attraction in 7:53. Cameron Grimes defeated Carmelo Hayes, Santos Escobar, Solo Sikoa, and Grayson Waller in a fatal 5-way ladder match to become your new NXT North American champion in about 21 minutes. And then in the last match that we just got, Tony D'Angelo defeated Tommaso Ciampa in a little over 13 minutes. And like I said, right now we have a triple threat match. It is Imperium, Fabian Eichner, and Marcel Barthel taking on the Creed brothers, Brutus and Julius, and MSK, Nash Carter, and Wes Lee. That is the match that is going on now, the triple threat match for the NXT men's tag team titles. So for those who may not be aware, you can follow me on Facebook at Wrestling with Fans, facebook.com/Wrestling with Fans. Hulk smash that like button to keep up to date with everything going on here at the Wrestling with Fans podcast. If you are watching this stream now, if you're watching the video after the fact, you know about the YouTube. So make sure that you just click that subscribe button. If you want to turn your notifications on, by all means, please do. Give the video a thumbs up, if you will. Share it with your friends, with your other wrestling friends. We'd love to get more people in here on the Wrestling with Fans podcast on YouTube. Follow on Instagram at Wrestling with Fans. That's usually where I post between there and Facebook, any updates and things like that. So they're both good. Plus, I'll post some memes and whatnot over on Instagram as well. WrestlingWithFans.com is the website. New audio shows are posted every single Monday morning at 6:05 a.m. Eastern. Start your week off right with the new Wrestling with Fans podcast. This week's show, however, will be posted on Tuesday because I'm going to do a WrestleMania review on Monday. Take us on the go. Download us to your favorite podcast listening device. Get us wherever you get your podcast fix. Just search out Wrestling with Fans podcast. We are on Apple, Google, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, all the majors. Get your Wrestling with Fans podcast fix. And of course, the old-fashioned email, wwfshow@gmail.com. All right, so here we are back. Let's try something here. I wanna test the theory. I'm gonna test something here. All right, so we got this. Got my chat. Now I need to bring this over. Okay, to the screen in case I need it. That's not what I want. Okay, how do you show the doc? I'm going to learn on the fly as we go here, guys. Now, we'll do that later. We'll do that another time. So, let's look at WrestleMania 38. Let's start. We'll run down the card as we know it, and we'll talk about some other things and then hop back and forth. So, let's go to... Let's go here. So, let's start with Sunday's card. We'll start with Sunday. So, right now, on Sunday, you have the Fatal 4-Way for the women's tag team titles. Queen Zelina and Carmella taking on Sasha Banks and Naomi, taking on Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, taking on Natalya and Shayna Baszler. You have Johnny Knoxville and Sami Zayn in an Anything Goes match. Pat McAfee one-on-one with Austin Theory. You have the triple threat match for the Raw tag team titles. RK Bro defending against the Street Profits, defending against the Alpha Academy. Edge and AJ Styles one-on-one. Bobby Lashley and Omos one-on-one. And, of course, the main event, the winner-take-all match to unify the WWE and Blue Universal titles. Brock Lesnar, your WWE champion, going one-on-one with the Tribal Chief, your Universal champion, Roman Reigns. That's night 2. That's everything tomorrow. I am super excited for tomorrow's card. But tonight's card looks pretty damn good as well. Because we've got Becky Lynch defending the Raw Women's title against Bianca Belair. I tell you what, this is one of the few matches that I am honestly really, really looking forward to. The story they've told so far has been pretty good. You know, Becky trying to get the braid, Bianca finally getting some revenge and cutting some of Becky's hair. Becky does have a pretty fire. Sorry, I pulled it up on phone. Getting some revenge there. Pretty damn cool. As far as we'll do official predictions at the end. We'll do official predictions at the end before I end the stream about 3 p.m. Because then I got to get ready. Like I said, got some stuffs to do. We also have, in a tag match, Rey Mysterio and his son Dominic Mysterio taking on Logan Paul and The Miz. I've said several times before, I am not a Logan Paul fan. So him being on WrestleMania is not for me. And that's fine. But Logan Paul, there will be people that will come in just to see Logan Paul. There will be people that will come in just to see Logan Paul get his ass kicked. I'm sure there's probably plenty of those people out there that would love to see Logan Paul get his. There's a lot of people out there that don't like the Paul brothers for various antics that they've done over the years. And you know what? I don't blame people for not liking them. Like I said, they're not for me. It'll be interesting to see how the celebrity participation is, just to see how prepared he is. Bad Bunny probably had the greatest celebrity match in WrestleMania history last year. And now we have 2 of them this year. So there is some big shoes to fill. Let's see. We also have Drew McIntyre going one-on-one with Happy Corbin. And joining Happy Corbin is your 2022 Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner, Madcap Moss. We'll recap SmackDown 2 here in a bit. I'll do that after this. We'll recap SmackDown. And then the Hall of Fame. I'm really excited to talk about the Hall of Fame. The last 2 years, Drew McIntyre has main evented WrestleMania. He's been in a main event on one of the nights of WrestleMania. This year, he's wrestling Baron Corbin. Now, I've said before, I'm a Baron Corbin fan, but this is just not a good spot for Drew McIntyre, in my opinion, just because of where he had been in the last 2 years as far as the hierarchy of things. But I have no doubt that the two guys will go out there and give us absolutely everything they can. So there's that. Something went wrong. Of course something went wrong. Something always goes wrong. Oh, God, excuse me. That was rough. That felt rough. Oh, man. I've always said Baron Corbin's one of the best heels when it comes to, a live audience. I think he struggled a lot during the Thunderdome era. God, the Thunderdome era seems like so long ago. It honestly seems like so long ago that we had the Thunderdome era. Okay, that is showing up on my face. Okay. I don't know why this monitor wants to reflect this big white light. You can see it flashing, so I'm going to turn that shit off. I got to change the settings on this thing at some point, but we'll do that later. But yeah. Anyway, moving on. SmackDown Tag Team titles. The New Day, Jimmy and Jay, and The New Day. What the hell am I talking about? I was looking at the New Day match because they're doing a match as well. But for the SmackDown Tag titles, you got the Usos defending against Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs. I honestly would have rather seen New Day versus the Usos in the match we've seen a million times, but we know it's going to deliver an amazing match. But we are getting Shinsuke and Rick Boogs. Don't forget, not that long ago, WrestleMania 33, 34, Shinsuke Nakamura was main eventing WrestleMania against AJ Styles. And just in, spoiler alert for anybody not watching Stand and Deliver, we have brand new NXT Tag Team Champions. Nash Carter, Wesley, MSK are your new NXT World Tag Team Champions. And for those not watching, there's a pretty cool. You normally with the barricades, it's like the black barricade, the padded black barricade. They have an all clear, looks like a plexiglass or some type of thick glass barricade, so you can actually see, everything in the crowd. Like you see everything underneath the barricade rail. Like you can see the shirts they're wearing, the shorts they're wearing, pants, whatever. So it's interesting. I've not seen that before, which is pretty cool. But again, MSK are your brand new NXT World Tag Team Champions. Speaking of Tag Team Champions, back to the Usos and Shinsuke and Rick Boogs. I'm more interested in the Usos' role in the Brock Lesnar-Roman Reigns match than I am them defending their own titles. And I don't know if that's indicative of, the story they're in or their opponents. I'm sure that the guys are going to put on an amazing match. I have no doubt whatsoever that all four guys will give us 150%, put on a banging match. I'm just not that interested in it, to be honest. I'm more interested in the other story that the Usos have been involved in. But on the tag team kick, back to the aforementioned New Day, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston will be taking on Sheamus and Ridge Holland with Pete Dunne. I can't call him by his other name, but it's still Pete Dunne to me. It's still Pete Dunne to me, damn it. I said that a few times last night. It's so real to me, damn it. Again, just continuing storyline. This is a match we see on SmackDown any day of the week, or any week of the year, I should say. So I honestly don't think it's anything too special, but I would imagine that the four guys are going to put on a great match. I would assume Pete Dunne's going to get involved in some way, shape, or form. And then we have Seth freaking Rollins taking on an opponent yet to be named. Mr. McMahon will be announcing Seth's opponent once Seth is in the ring. So here's where things get interesting. And let me move my chair back, get a better posture here for the talk. Here's where things get interesting. Because there have been several conflicting reports out there as far as what's going to happen tonight. Now, of course, the ongoing news is that this week Cody Rhodes re-debut his return to WWE, taking on Seth Rollins. That has been the kind of the going story that's a lot of people have been talking about. But apparently, there's some conflicting reports now that Cody may pull out of this match at WrestleMania. Change up the color a little bit. And in that case, the other big news story that's going around is that WWE is bringing back Shane O'Mac for WrestleMania weekend. Shane apparently is in Dallas in attendance. He was at the Hall of Fame last night, obviously. He'll be obviously in the building tonight for WrestleMania. What his role will be, that we do not know yet. And that is where things could get interesting. Because they could be calling an audible if the whole Shane or Seth versus Cody thing does not work out. I could easily see them pulling the switcheroo and giving us Seth Rollins versus Shane McMahon. Now, if you remember back around Royal Rumble time, talked about it here on the show that Shane McMahon got fired by his father for trying to overbook the Royal Rumble, trying to book himself in prolific positions in the Royal Rumble, setting up big matches for him at WrestleMania against Seth Rollins. And here we are again, the weekend of WrestleMania, talking about a potential Seth Rollins versus Shane McMahon matchup. Now, there could be an infinite number of people. I mean, they could bring Goldberg back for this if they really wanted to. They could have any member of the Hall of Fame come out and face Seth Rollins. Could be The Undertaker. He left it open-ending at the end of his Hall of Fame speech, never say never, which, of course, you always never say never with when it comes to WWE. So I was not surprised by that. A lot of people were, I think, reading into it a little bit more than they probably should, but, it's all good. But yeah, I'm really curious to see if this is going to be Cody making his return to the company, his re-debut with the company. Because last we saw Cody Rhodes, he was Stardust. He was dashing Cody Rhodes for a while. He was part of Legacy for a while. The last image that probably most fans know him from is Stardust. So bringing him back into the company, the reports are that they're going to keep him in basically the same character he was in AEW, or the same Cody Rhodes we had in AEW, which would be interesting. He's going to come out and maybe break a throne, because, that big throne breaker thing. There's a lot of things it could be. I'm really curious to see what actually happens tonight. To see who we actually get as Seth Rollins' opponent. I'm kind of hoping it's Cody. I think that'll be a really fun matchup, a really exciting matchup. I just hope it's not Shane McMahon. I just leave it. I hope it's not Shane. I hope it's Cody. I hope it's not Shane. But again, we'll find out later tonight as far as who Seth Rollins' opponent is going to be. And last but certainly not least, as far as matchups go, you have Charlotte Flair defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against the baddest woman on the planet, Ronda Rousey. Now, I've said before on the show, I would have preferred we got Charlotte versus somebody else and gotten Becky versus Ronda. The last time we saw Ronda Rousey, at WrestleMania, she lost that triple threat match to Charlotte and Becky getting the pin with the shoulders not fully down. So I would have expected to get, Becky versus Ronda. Now, my hope is the fact that we didn't get it now is that we are going to be getting this down the line and that Ronda will be sticking around for a while. Will we have to wait till next year's WrestleMania to get Ronda versus Becky? We could probably see it maybe at Money in the Bank, maybe at SummerSlam. Depending on where the titles are, maybe at Survivor Series, Royal Rumble. Could be WrestleMania next year. We could have a whole another year to wait before we see Ronda and Charlotte. And the last thing that we have coming up for night one, the special edition of the KO show, Kevin Owens having a special guest, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now, I've seen different things online, depending on, what your source is, that Charlotte versus Ronda will main event. And I've seen things where we're going to get the KO show as the main event. As far as the last segment, I should say. So, I'm interested to see what actually goes on last. There were a lot of people initially saying this was going to be an actual match. I fully expected to get physical, and I fully expect Steve Austin to send the fans home happy, where Kevin Owens is going to eat a couple stunners, and then Stone Cold is going to take a bunch of beers. Now, my light is falling, so I'm going to have to fix that here in just a minute. I kept hearing it moving, and now it's starting to fall down a little bit, so we got to fix that here in just a sec. So I'll do that. But that is WrestleMania Night 1. 7 big matches and the KO show. So let me do one thing real quick, guys. Let me take a quick intermission so I can fix this light. Be right back. So just hang tight. I'll be back here in just a minute on Wrestling with Fans.
Dirty shit.
What's going on here? Everything's going haywire.
This is such good shit.
Okay, that was kind of weird. Everything kind of went haywire there for a second. I apologize for that, guys. But there we go. Fixed light. I made my own custom soft boxes for these lights out of foam board, aluminum foil, and some Velcro tape. So they're not the most sturdy things in the world, but they do what I need them to do, which is all that really matters as far as I'm concerned. All right, looks like we are getting... What's next on Stand and Deliver? It looks like we are getting the 4-way women's title match. Yep, so up next on Stand and Deliver, we got Mandy Rose, Cora Jade, Io Shirai, Kaylee Ray. Fatal 4-way for the NXT Women's Championship. That is coming up next on Stand and Deliver. Pretty cool. All right. That's that. All right, so let's talk about SmackDown real quick. So I don't have anybody else in here to chat with. They said I'm seeing, unless my chat's screwed up again. In all honesty, it very well could be. Let me double check. No, we're good. Okay. Say a quick thank you again to everybody who's tuned in this week while WrestleMania week. It's been good to be back live again. I apologize for Monday, my whole chat situation. All you guys that hopped in on the chat on Monday, Appreciate you guys. Power Gaming, DJ Plays, and Chewy. DJ Plays did come back a couple other times as well. So hope to see you guys again this weekend for the rest of WrestleMania week. I'm going to try to come up with a legit schedule. Because I know when I was streaming regularly, I had a good group of guys, girls, a good crowd that would come in and join the chat. When I kind of took that extended hiatus, they're going to find other places to go, other, creators to support and watch. So I need to earn all that back, and I'm going to do everything in my power to earn that back and rebuild this community that I had quickly built in a short amount of time. So I'm going to try to do more videos, do more live streams. I really enjoy live streaming more than I actually do making video content, if that makes sense. Much more a fan of live streams, more interactive in my opinion, but definitely want to start making some videos. I have a notebook of ideas. See what happens. See it go from there. All right, so let's talk SmackDown real quick. Last night's Friday Night SmackDown. In the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, you had Akira Tozawa, Apollo Crews, Cedric Alexander, Commander Aziz, Damian Priest, Dolph Ziggler, Drew Gulak, Eric, Finn Balor, Ivar, Jinder Mahal, Madcap Moss, Mansoor, R-Truth, Reggie, Robert Roode, Shanky, Shelton Benjamin, T-Bar, and Tommaso Ciampa. And it was won by Madcap Moss. Now, if you tuned in earlier this week, you know how upset I am and how disrespectful I think it is for the treatment of the U.S. and Intercontinental Champions not even being featured on WrestleMania. I would rather see an Intercontinental title match than, say, New Day versus Sheamus and Ridge Holland. No offense to those four guys, but you're putting out your secondary title. Both secondary titles have no place on WrestleMania. I mean, Lashley and Omos, who cares? I mean, you got two celebrity matches. Even Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin, that's a match we've seen on free television many, many times over. But you want to tell me that Finn Balor versus Damian Priest in a rematch for the U.S. title isn't WrestleMania worthy? You mean Ricochet taking on Garza and Carrillo, three amazing, talented high flyers, isn't worthy of a spot on WrestleMania? And my God, Mandy Rose, roll freaking Tide. I've not been keeping up with NXT since the change from the black and gold brand to the Technicolor Dreamcoat brand, but man, how I have missed Mandy Rose. Roll Tide. Anyway, sorry. Back to SmackDown. Speaking of Intercontinental Champions, Ricochet won the triple threat against Garza and Carrillo. Naomi and Sasha Banks defeated Carmella and Queen Zelina. Jimmy Uso defeated him in his match with Rick Boogs went to a no contest, which turned into a six-man tag match. Austin Theory and the Usos defeated Balor, Boogs, and Nakamura. So again, you mean to tell me that some of these matches that are on the WrestleMania card, you couldn't find a spot for them over anything? Over anything, you couldn't find something that's, I don't get it. Let's run down the official Wrestling with Fans predictions for tonight. The official predictions. Now, since they are the official predictions, they're going to go in the official predictions notebook. The official predictions notebook. Or yeah. The official, unofficial Wrestling with Fans notebook. Which I'm excited because I've got, Wrestling Survivor. Here, I'll do a little up close and personal picture here. Let's go back to this camera. So, quick sneak peek. Blood versus Water, Wrestling Survivor 2. And then you have All Elite Survivor notes, which I know with all the roster changes, I'm going to have to go over this again and redo it because, yeah, everything's kind of been in turmoil in the last couple months since I made these up. All right, so let's go to the official WrestleMania 38 predictions. Becky versus Bianca. As much as I have enjoyed Becky since she's been back, I think it's about time she goes back to being a babyface again. I think it's time. I think it is time we get the old Becky Lynch back. But to do so, she's going to have to lose the thing that she holds most dear, and that is the Raw Women's Championship. So I'm going with Bianca Belair to defeat Becky Lynch to become your brand new Raw Women's Champion. All right, the Mysterios versus The Miz and Logan Paul. Now, this can go one of two ways. Logan Paul is a heel with The Miz. You know, you could have the heels win to get more heat. You could have the dastardly heel, The Miz, get his comeuppance against the Mysterios. You know, they stole one of Ray's masks a couple weeks ago. I mean, it's a coin flip. I could easily see The Miz and Logan Paul winning just to kind of boost the celebrity. However, I have a feeling the other celebrity match is going to go in the favor of the celebrity. So I'm going to go with the Mysterios here. They're going to get their comeuppance. Now, I could also see one thing here, which I've been calling this for a while, Dominic turning on his dad and going heel with Logan and The Miz. I could see something like that happening. Whether or not that does or not, but I'm going with the Mysterios. That's what my gut's telling me. Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin. I mean, I think it's kind of a no-brainer, guys. Drew McIntyre is going to mop the floor with Happy Corbin. I mean, you could have Madcap Moss get involved and have Corbin get the upset to continue this feud, but I don't want to see it. I could care less about Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin. For the SmackDown Tag Team titles, the Usos will retain. Got to keep the bloodline strong because I guess I'll go ahead and spoiler alert. My pick is Roman Reigns to walk out of WrestleMania with both titles. So we're going to get that out of the way. And I think they'll keep the bloodline strong. They won't weaken the bloodline by having the Usos lose the blue tag straps. For the other tag team match, New Day versus Sheamus and Ridge Holland. I'm actually going to go with Sheamus and Ridge. Because Pete Dunne will get involved, and his presence will be felt, and cause a distraction, allowing the heels to get the W. That's my thoughts. All right, now we have Seth Rollins versus TBA. Now, this is going to be a hard one to predict. If it's Cody Rhodes to be Seth's opponent, Cody Rhodes will win. If it's Shane McMahon, then I think Seth will win. And if it's anybody else, I think Seth will probably win. So let's go. So that's how I'm saying. If it's Cody, it'll be Cody. Cody will win. Or versus anybody else, I think Seth Rollins gets the win. That's my thought process. And for the main event, well, the last match we have left, because I don't think Austin versus KO is going to be a match. If it is, Austin's going to win, obviously. But for the SmackDown Women's Championship, I'm going Ronda Rousey defeating Charlotte Flair. Ronda has to get the armbar on Charlotte. Charlotte Flair has to tap out. I think that is the only proper way to end this match tonight at WrestleMania. And again, we'll just put Austin, if it actually turns into a match, which I doubt it will, we'll put a little star there. We'll put a little star next to the Seth Rollins shenanigans because we don't know who his opponent is. So again, taking Bianca, taking the Mysterios, Drew McIntyre, the Usos, Sheamus, and Ridge Holland. If it's Cody versus Seth, I'm picking Cody. If it's Shane or basically anybody else, I'm picking Seth Rollins. Ronda Rousey's walking out, your SmackDown Women's Champion. And, of course, Austin's going to get the upper hand against Kevin Owens. I am excited for that. That should be a really good showdown. Austin is going to receive a massive pop from his home state of Texas. But that's going to wrap it up. We'll go and end it here. About a 40-minute stream by the time that's all said and done. Before I go, let me just remind you of Facebook.com/WrestlingWithFans, YouTube.com/WrestlingWithFans, Instagram.com/WrestlingWithFans. Those are the social medias. Also, we're on TikTok. I need to update this with the TikTok at Wrestling with Fans as well. I'm going to post some reaction videos over to TikTok. WrestlingWithFans.com is a website. Check us out on the web. Download or stream the audio show at any time. New audio shows are posted every Monday at 6:05 a.m. Eastern. But this coming week, it will be Tuesday morning. Like I said, I'm going to record my WrestleMania review on Monday evening, which means the show will not drop until Tuesday morning this week. Just a quick programming note for all of you audio listeners out there as well. Take us on the go. Download us to your favorite podcast listening device. We're on Apple, Google, Spotify, iHeartRadio, all the majors. Wherever you get your podcast fix, just search Wrestling with Fans Podcast. Last but certainly not least, the email, wwfshow@gmail.com. Again, it's wwfshow@gmail.com. All right, everyone, that's going to wrap up this short little stream. Depending on how things go, we may do an instant reactions late tonight after WrestleMania Night 1. Tomorrow, we'll be back again, 4 p.m. Eastern tomorrow for Night 2. We'll review Night 1, preview Night 2. We'll go from 4 until whenever, maybe 6 when the pre-show starts, maybe longer. That's going to depend on how many people we got in here and, make a good chat. So, hope to see some people here tomorrow evening. Again, if you're watching Stand and Deliver, the Fatal 4-Way for the women's title is going on now. You've already gotten the previous results for the other matches. So, hope you enjoy Stand and Deliver. And I hope you all enjoy WrestleMania Night 1. Thank you all for watching. Once again, my name is Kyle. We'll see you next time right here on Wrestling with Fans.